What is going on, you webhead fanatics? I'm Brighton.
And I'm freaking the out because we are only days away from Spider-Man No Way Home. It's finally here, guys. It's happening.
All right, calm down, calm down. Today, we have something special for you. We're going to go through and make sense of every trailer and preview we've seen so far. They've shown us a lot, but it's been out of order the whole time.
Yeah, they really have. We know a lot, but unless you go back and piece it together, it still looks confusing on the surface.
Yeah, for sure. And so we're going to try to simplify all of that for you. Most of the stuff is straight from Sony and Marvel, but let's give a spoiler warning before moving forward because we will be mentioning a few things that seem to be known about the movie, even though it isn't 100% spelled out for you in the trailers.
Fair enough.
Then we're leaving the Fanatic Studio and taking a trip over to the Small Stuff Media Studio.
That's right. We're going to go sit down with Kyle and talk about all the rumors and reveal some of our last minute predictions.
Now, we're going to take some highlights from that convo and add it onto the end of this video. But if you want to see the whole podcast, and why wouldn't you jump over to Small Stuff Podcast on Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you get your general podcast.
So, let's get to the breakdown. Spider-Man No Way Home picks up exactly where Far From Home left off. Mysterio has revealed Peter Parker's identity to the world, and then this happens.
Spider-Man is in fact Peter Parker.
Are you Spider-Man's girlfriend?
Is in fact.
Are you Spider-Man's girlfriend? Whoa, please don't touch her.
You're just a kid?
You murdered Mysterio? Helped him murder Mysterio?
No, I didn't.
Come on,
Anybody?
All this time, people looked up to this boy and called him a hero. Well, I'll tell you what I call him. Public enemy number one.
I never want to do this ever again!
MJ, I'm so sorry, but I can't see anything with your hand in my... Dude!
Damn, that crowd turned on Peter hella fast.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of reflective of the society we live in.
For sure.
He was immediately canceled. No hesitation or waiting for fact-checking. The crowd went straight to barraging MJ about their relationship and whether she helped Peter kill Mysterio. And we get to see an idiot try to grab Spidey's foot. Like, that's like a dog trying to bite a car at 60 miles per hour. What are you planning on doing if you catch him?
Yeah, he definitely bit some concrete there. Now, that ends with MJ understandably scared of heights and Ned on the phone because the secret is out.
Yeah.
At this point, we're somewhere around late summer of 2024. Now, we saw the promotions for the Rogers, the musical in the background. That's the play we see at the very beginning of Hawkeye on Disney+, which takes place in late December 2024. And there are leaks saying the movie will span until pretty much most of the year, maybe from summer to about maybe Halloween. We see some Halloween decorations, so probably even a little bit later than that.
Yep.
In some scenes, we get some winter scenes, it looks like.
Yep.
So this may all catch up to the Hawkeye timeline by the end. But regardless, from this point at the end of summer, we know that they successfully escaped the mob because we see Peter with Aunt May in her apartment as the police lights flash in and out of the scene. And we see Peter being interrogated by the police in the same black shirt.
Yep.
He's jailed, but obviously gets out. Probably more of holding than jailed.
Right. Yeah. Now, he obviously gets set free from custody because we see him return to school in the fall. And we have a previously released scene of him in those same clothes on the rooftop talking to MJ. So we know it's the first day of school.
Yeah.
We now have more of that from this scene shown on GMA where Peter, MJ, and Ned are talking about moving to Boston, living together, and attending MIT.
When we get into MIT, we should live together.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I love that.
This is gonna be us.
Yes. Mine is the Frisbee and the smiling.
New school, new town. I can Spider-Man there. I mean, they have crime in Boston, right?
Yes.
Yeah, wicked crime.
Yeah, so it'll be like a fresh start. We'll all be together.
Fresh start.
Fresh start.
Obviously, there's no fresh start when the whole world knows your identity.
Yeah.
Like, we also see Peter FaceTiming MJ about how the only time he's felt normal since getting bit by the spider was when she found out who he really was. And I think that's going to happen here because Peter's saying he's been thinking about how to fix all of this. So he's realized that there's no escaping the public knowing his identity. And I think this will lead to Peter's visit to Doctor Strange.
When you botched that spell where you wanted everyone to forget that Peter Parker's Spider-Man, we started getting some...
Now this, ladies and gents, is what we like to call the shit hitting the fan moment. The multiverse has been disrupted with the botched spell, and this opens the door for all the past villains to enter. Things get a little messier here, not to get off subject, but this is also probably the moment where the Venom 2 post-credits scene happens. But anyway, the shit has officially hit the fan.
Yeah, shit has definitely hit the fan, but we don't know what immediately happens. We're not gonna see villains here immediately, because we have a scene where Peter is talking to the lady in the car.
Yeah.
Perhaps a MIT admissions officer or something like that. Everything seems fine at first. This is when he will be attacked by Doc Ock.
Yeah. Yeah, it has to be the same scene because we see Spider-Man trying to save that same lady during the bridge fight while she's still in the car. And during that fight, we can also see Green Goblin attack, but I think that's at the end of the Doc Ock fight.
Exactly. And during this scene, we don't have a lot of context as to how much he's gonna fight Goblin. But we've seen a lot of his fight against Doc Ock, who is villainous again, even though like the last time we saw him 17 years ago in Spider-Man 2, he had turned ally.
Yeah.
But I think at the end of this fight is when Peter's nanotech suit will integrate with Doc Ock's mechanical arms. I don't want to get into predictions too much yet, we'll do that later. But I do want to point out that from the moment his nanotech covers the arms, we don't really see many scenes of him as a villain again.
Yeah.
We do see him slam Peter into the column and he's got the red on the arms, but that's it. The nanotech, maybe it's like trying to set Octavius free from the machine's control?
Possibly we see Otto Octavius question what the nanotech did to his machine, but the fight still keeps happening. So we can't be sure of that. Now, I personally kind of think it also could be more of a reference to Spider-Man 2 of him popping out and being like, where's my machine? Because we already got confirmed from the actor who plays Otto Octavius that this takes place right immediately after Spider-Man 2.
Okay, so when Otto says, what did you do to my machine? He's not talking about the arms, he's talking about the machine
that was destroyed at the end of Spider-Man 2.
That probably makes sense, yeah. I kind of like your theory more.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
I'm gonna stick with mine somewhat, but we can discuss that in predictions.
Yeah. Now, we then get to see Otto having a discussion with Strange, which gave us some amazing meme moments.
Do you know a Peter Parker who's Spider-Man?
Yes.
Is that him?
No.
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 Is that him?
Yes.
Meme gold.
Literally my favorite kind of GIF type thing that's out
2021
right now.
greatest meme. It seems like Doc Ock is imprisoned here. I think that Strange is having to explain the multiverse to Peter.
The multiverse is real?
Yeah, they aren't scared of Doc Ock anymore. Either it's because he's been captured or because he isn't evil anymore.
Right.
Regardless, it definitely seems like he's probably captured because this kind of looks like the same scene where we see Lizard's imprisonment.
Yep.
And where he's kind of jumping against that barrier.
Yep. You can tell Lizard's in prison. So.
Yeah, and this is kind of reflective of that with those columns and that kind of force field looking thing.
Agreed.
And then we see Peter bring MJ and Ned there after explaining what has happened with the multiverse because we see them laughing at the name Otto Octavius. They obviously aren't scared of him at all at this point.
Exactly. Ned and MJ join Peter at Sanctum Sanctorum, and this is where Strange tasks them to go Scooby-Doo this crap.
Scooby-Doo this crap.
And catch who Ned describes as like the multiverse men.
Let's catch some multiverse men.
Which must have been a success because we see the scene where Strange has them seemingly caught in the box. Or the box has the power to send them back or something like that.
Yeah.
Because he mentions that this is their fate. He's putting things back in order, but it doesn't seem like Peter wants to play along.
Nope. Yeah, Peter still in the box is going to lead us to all of the scenes where Strange is chasing him and pulling the Inception crap. Now, my biggest question with some of the scenes we have left is whether they happen before or after this chase scene. We have a ton of fight scenes.
Well, we have the black suit Spider-Man fighting Electro at the power grid, so that's obviously not happening during other fight scenes like at the Statue of Liberty, because in those scenes he's wearing the new suit with the large golden spider emblem, and we haven't seen how or when Electro gets that arc reactor.
Very true. You noticed that arc reactor weeks ago. When that first came out, you noticed it, and I was like, really? I missed it on the first viewing, so good catch on that. I went and did some research. That looks like the Mark 6 reactor that Tony made at the end of Iron Man 2. So maybe this is that same piece somehow, or we can save that for predictions. We don't know how they're going to get this. But as far as the black suit, I still think that it's his old suit turned inside out. We don't have proof of that, but I think so. I just don't know when in the movie he's wearing it. I originally thought it was early on because of the leak where somebody had thrown paint on him, a Mysterio supporter throwing green paint. But if he doesn't go to Strange until Halloween or somewhere around that time, then he can't have been fighting Electro before that. So regardless, I'm assuming that when the suit doesn't work out, that's when we're going to see him switch to the gold emblem suit.
Yeah, we see him wearing the gold spider suit in basically all the other fight scenes around New York at night. Goblin destroys what looks like apartment buildings and the Statue of Liberty, fight with Sandman, Electro, and Lizard. This is obviously the infamous scene where Lizard gets hit by nobody. And we know that there's still scaffolding around Lady Liberty during these fight scenes. So these scenes have to occur before we see Doctor Strange show up at the top of the torch, doing his little orange spell all over again.
Casting runes and
When we see the purple break into the sky, all the scaffolding has already fallen. The fight seems to be over at this point. Peter still had the magical box during that previous fight scene, though, so something big is gonna happen here. And we both noticed when Doctor Strange is up there at the end, the audio is really weird. It's obviously been altered in some way.
100% altered. Like, we even heard different versions of him saying kind of the same thing, but with small changes depending on which trailer, which commercial. So they're trying to fool us with something there.
For sure.
They're starting to come through, and I can't stop them.
We'll have to see on that one, because they're definitely hiding some shit.
Oh, yeah. Now, let's see. Is there anything else? I can't believe that we've actually made it this far without mentioning Tobey, or Andrew, or Matt Murdock, or Kingpin, or Mephisto, or who we think dies. Because we've both mentioned we think somebody's going to die here.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Possibly even a few people.
Now, I know there are a few more scenes, but they're kind of linked up with some leaks that some people are saying that it's going to spoil the ending. I've heard about these, but without full context, I don't even want to get into that here. Let's leave that for the predictions.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and head over to Small Stuff Media Studios and make our predictions.
All right. Scooby-Doo this crap?
Please, Scooby-Doo this crap.
All right.
Josh and Brighton are here. You guys know of Josh and Brighton. You damn sure should at this point. They've been on like 15 episodes. But they started a YouTube channel called Fanatic Now, and they've got a few videos up and stuff. And they are here to talk about Spider-Man No Way Home.
Yeah.
That is coming out Thursday. It's Thursday, right? I know it's December 17th or 16th.
Official
whatever.
release is 17th, but in America that means the 16th because it released the day before.
Right.
And it's not like it used to be where you'd have a midnight showing. Like they have about the same exact amount of showings they do on the 16th as they do the 17th.
And I have to stay off from all of the internet on the 15th because it comes out in parts of Europe on the 15th.
So actually, the world premieres today, I think.
Oh,
I'm just posting and ghosting. Like I'm not doing anything because I don't get to see it till Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got like days where I'm gonna have to like post something on Instagram, do it like this, like squinted, so I can't read anything except for my shit.
Yeah, like with Fanatic Now, so we talk about everything dealing with comics or comic related anything, whether it's the books themselves or movies related to it, whatever. But these days, it's all Spider-Man pretty much.
Right.
So
yeah.
And the biggest thing is like, I know as much as I'm into this stuff, if there's leaks that happens weeks and months ahead of time, there's no avoiding it. So I like to embrace that and like look into them, come up with my own predictions, all that. But a day before, when people actually start seeing the real movie, I don't want to be spoiled.
Yeah.
So
Right. Yeah.
So those are the things I want to avoid. So I want to avoid spoilers, and yet we love talking about like every possible leak. First question. Will we see Tobey Maguire?
All right. You ready?
Well, that feels obvious.
And reveal.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Yeah,
So,
For sure. If not, I'm going to be fucking pissed.
since we're already discussing that one, let's just jump straight to the next one.
Do you think we'll see Andrew Garfield?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
So
I
we're
think
all
so.
yeses.
Do you think we're going to see Tom Holland?
Any thoughts on how we're going to get Andrew Garfield or Tobey Maguire?
I don't think it's going to be till the end of the movie. I think it's going to be one of the very last, like, one of those last, like, as the things are starting to fall apart, they'll appear. But I don't think it's what Doctor Strange is referring to, the whole, they're coming
They're
through.
starting to come through.
Yeah.
I can't stop them.
I think.
That audio is all.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That is some edited audio.
Every trailer there is so far is like,
So edited.
hey, Doctor Strange, can you help me with this spell, please?
Yeah.
Right now? Like, it's like horribly cut together. Super obvious.
But I think my personal opinion is probably that they're going to be brought in at the end. I just don't think that's in reference to them being brought at the end.
Toby's just going to be swinging through on your left.
So I do believe.
I thought it was funny. That's
I like that. I like that. It's not going to happen, but I like
it's
that.
not going to happen.
No.
But wouldn't it be cool?
Yeah, no. I like the Easter egg you threw in there. So I think that they're obviously there for the Statue of Liberty fight.
Yeah.
I think that they're obviously not there when he's in the black suit running around trying to stop Electro during that scene. So yeah, I'm thinking somewhere 2/3, 3/4 to 80% of the way through the movie is going to be his.
In the last like 30 minutes of this 2 hour and 45 minute movie.
Okay, that was my next question. I was like, it's like 2.5 hours long, right?
Yeah. So
it seems like there's a lot of shit going on.
What I'm thinking is, why would Doctor Strange even trust them to go Scooby Doo this crap?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't he go do it? He's way. Like, there's an argument on who's like the stronger super hero between Spider-Man and Doctor Strange, but when it comes to this stuff, no, Doctor Strange is the master. Why is he even trusting them to go do it? I'm thinking he's got something big he's got to handle.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking while he's handling some shit with the multiverse, he's having to get them to chase them down, and when he comes back, he may be saving the day by bringing in some help.
Yeah.
Will we see Matt Murdock?
I'm just making noise so that there's not dead air.
Post credit.
Post-credit.
Oh,
Yes,
right.
post-credits.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm actually more interested in his.
Yeah.
Explain.
Explain. I just think it would be too fucking much. Like, I think that feels like a post credit. I think Wilson Fisk is there. He's the one who bought Avengers Tower, and I think he's the one redoing that atrium that Spider-Man flew through. And I'm just regurgitating a bunch of shit I heard in breakdown videos earlier. I think post credits, because they're not just going to introduce Matt Murdock. They're going to introduce Wilson Fisk, Matt Murdock. Like, there's going to be like, oh, hey, by the way, this universe is also here, just in case anybody was curious.
So the reason I don't say post credit, the reason I say yes that he'll be in the movie, is I think he's going to be the lawyer, and I
feel
think
like that's too on the nose.
I know, but I feel like we have the scenes where
Post credits studying the case against Peter Parker.
Could be, yeah.
That's like I feel like it's a nice compromise, and I actually like that. Really,
I like
that.
I like the leak idea that we have of Matt Murdock sitting at the breakfast table with Peter, Happy, and Aunt May.
Let's go ahead and mention, do we think we're going to see Kingpin in this? Do we think we're going to see Wilson Fisk in
Well,
this?
I just already answered.
I can't help it. You're wrong.
I've been all over the place with this one, but right now, today, my answer is.
Oh wow! I'm thoroughly surprised.
No Spider-Man.
All right. I thought you were gonna say.
Wait,
yes.
hold on. No Spoder-Man.
No Spooderman.
So we're both no on that one. All right.
So you guys don't think you're gonna see Wilson Fisk at all?
I don't. I think that there could be a mention, a reference that we're like, oh, like I feel like he might be made aware that he's in this scenario. I don't think we're getting
like maybe while Peter's swinging through the city or some shit, we catch a glimpse of the tower in the back and it says Fisk Tower. Or
something.
Yeah.
But
I could see him being brought into the universe without actually no cameo.
But it seems like Hawkeye is wanting to be the one to kind of break that little Wilson Fisk cherry for the MCU.
You feel like
being one, Spider-Man was supposed to come out before it already.
That was a pudgy hand that came and pinched her
That
cheek.
was Vincent
D'Onofrio for damn sure.
Yeah.
All right. What else we got?
Give it away.
Will we see Venom?
Venom.
No. That was a good song by Eminem. I didn't like it at first, but it grew on me. You guys ready? Okay, someone talk so I can write my answer because I can't do this. Is that copyrighted? Is that going to get copyrighted?
No, it's just
Venom.
Three notes going up. Or do you mean Venom?
No, well, either. I guess. All right, I got my answer. I don't know why it was so hard. There's more things just being added to the scene that you're drawing over there on the right. There's like a quiet moment when we flip everything around. I feel like I should be like, no. I should announce my answer.
Yeah.
I'm forgetting that we're
we do need to be announcing.
Yeah,
I thought about that when we came up with this idea, and I was like, for everybody who's not watching, I put post credit.
Yeah, I'm saying post credit. I think Venom is going to be. I don't think they have set him up well enough to fit into the movie well, but they obviously with the post credit scene for Venom 2 have him linked.
Yeah.
So I think it would be. I think there's no chance that we don't get a connection.
I think, okay, if he's post-credits, he's not the first post-credit scene. He's the one after all the other credits, and he's the tiny one that's going to be 5 years from now.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like in other Marvel movies, there's been like the big, oh shit, this is the next sick-ass movie that's about to come out.
What if they fix the broken Spideyverse at the end of this movie? Then that would undo what we saw as a Venom 2 post-credit scene, though. So he would get zapped out?
Think so.
If they get rid of the other villains?
I mean...
Wouldn't his as well?
Yeah, I guess.
So when you see Doctor Strange's spell, you see 4 bands.
That's assuming they fix it.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's what I'm saying.
We still have Multiverse of Madness.
Oh, yeah. Things aren't getting fixed, but yeah. I'm just saying if they fix the Spidey side of it.
Do you think that's all it is? You think it's just a Spidey... Like... I mean, I thought they were just saying it was
Spideyverse, but it's happening because of the
the. Okay,
I think it's connected.
I think it's.
I think Doctor Strange tried to do a Spider-Man Peter Parker spell, and because the multiverse is in disarray, it allowed for this.
Yeah.
Right. All right. So what's the next one?
Do you think Miles Morales?
No. I'll just go ahead and tell you.
Oh, man.
I don't think so.
You could write it down and play the goddamn game.
Okay.
Try to bring a new fun element to the podcast.
I didn't say any. What?
You don't play well.
Oh shit.
So we all put reference.
Oh wow, we did.
Yeah, wow.
We all said reference.
That's the first time in a while we agreed on something, especially something that specific.
Yeah, I think it'll be referenced. That was interesting. After we were fighting, we were tussling, we were mad at each other, and then we were just like, oh, we just become best friends. Yeah,
but
yeah, I think it'll be referrenced.
Yep. No, I agree.
He was already kind of referenced.
He's been half referenced. Yeah. He was cut out being more referenced. Like they filmed more reference to him.
That was in Homecoming, right? The first movie is when he was referenced.
Until we see any version of King? Nathaniel Richards, He Who Remains, Jerk.
God, I can't keep saying.
You trying to figure out that you can't keep saying post-credits scene?
Yeah, because I'm like, we're running out of credits, man.
There's 6 post-credits scenes that you didn't know.
It's just like, you get like 6 lines of credits,
All right,
and then you guys show me. No, only hints of his actions. Okay, that's Josh's
I put post-credit.
response.
Yeah.
I think it could be post-credit, very similar to a Thanos esque ending, where it was like Thanos was just like there.
Mephisto.
This one's easy for me because like I'm not super familiar with the character, so
3, 2, and 1.
nah. It's Go Brighton say go yourself. Brighton really doesn't like Mephisto.
This next stage is will they die?
Who's they?
That's what we're about to play.
Oh,
will they die?
Okay.
First one, will Aunt May die?
Oh, I hope not. She's good looking.
All right, Tony.
She is.
That just makes me laugh because it's like as if you couldn't see her any other time. Like you just.
Oh man,
we're
really
all
for
three yet?
sure.
We said yes.
I said yes, but like it was like begrudgingly. You're like happy about it.
I'm not happy about it. I was just saying.
We're like yes, yeah, for fucking sure. That bitch. Like
let her die.
Yeah, what?
Like
pumpkin bomb to the chest. Like what the hell?
Will Happy die?
Actually, you know what? Hang on. Let's see.
Kyle's finally playing the game.
I'm gonna go ahead and show you. Sorry, I keep forgetting there's a countdown. So real quick.
What the hell does yours
I
say?
think
I can't even read yours
It says
anymore.
die father figures. Yes, for sure.
Okay. I think he's gonna die. I'm gonna switch my answer from before. I don't think Aunt May's gonna die. I don't think they can both die. But I think Happy dies protecting her.
I think
because Jon Favreau is tired of this shit.
I think they
also
all
think
can die.
I think he almost dies trying to protect her, but he's left surviving. I think
What did you put? Holy shit! You put no? Kind of shocked.
I'm gonna say no, but he's hurt. Like he's bad off.
I think he dies protecting May.
I think he's hauled off to the hospital and she is dead.
Because we need a chef too.
I think Happy's gonna die because of the sheer fact that Happy kind of represents another father figure for Tom, and he also he represents like this like kind of lean on person, and I think for what they're going to do with his college run, he's not going to have anyone to lean on anymore. He's out of being a kid. He's an adult now, and to do that, they have to the last ones.
I feel like it's a bit extreme, but I see what you're saying.
Oh, I do too, but
all right, so we see MJ falling off the building.
Right.
Does she die?
And I can explain why. No.
No.
All right, we're all knows.
And it's because Andrew Garfield is there.
You think Andrew's going to save her?
I think Andrew.
That's a really popular theory right now.
I don't think he's going to save her. I think. Well, maybe. I know a lot of people think that leap that Peter does is deep faked, or like CG.
I was about to say, we see his hand.
Right.
It is Tom Holland's hand in those trailers that we see.
But it would be like reaching out. It's not hard to replace
it's not hard to replace it.
Yeah.
Do you think Ned will die?
Because we see him dangling from the pole because he falls pretty much at the same time as MJ, but she falls.
I have my reasons for this answer. You guys are writing paragraphs?
No, I'm changing my answer.
That marker isn't going to write if you do that.
All right, ready?
I've got to give an explanation for mine, but yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah, that does require an explanation because this is a yes or no game.
Right.
Well, mine is no, but Peter will think he is.
I'm saying yes because from just I had never thought about that.
Yeah,
and I think
Marvel
might be count on that, and they're like, well, somebody's got to fucking die in this big ass movie.
MJ.
Let's make it Ned. No, because that's people are
Or Matt, not Aunt May.
people are thinking about MJ and possibly like I don't think about Ned that often as a character.
And I think
I think everybody loves him. But
I think he's the least popular character with the older generation people that are watching Spider-Man. I think he's popular with teenagers. So I think they're going to try to do something with him. I think they're going to try to get rid of Ned the way that he is. I don't think they want to continue on with a college and then adult trilogy with this goofy ass bastard because he's goofy.
Are we getting 2 more trilogies?
Supposedly.
That's what they want.
Oh, okay. But we just got signed on for another one. Okay.
So real quick, we have one final one. Do you think, because it's brought up in the trailer, do you think the villains will be killed in this episode, in this like movie?
Doctor Strange does say they have to die.
Doctor Strange says they have to die for things to end. Do you think they will die? That's the last final question, and we'll put this game to rest because Kyle hates it, and we'll go on to some theories.
What? Okay.
Yes-ish. Explain.
Yeah.
Josh put yes, me and Kyle put no.
I said no, but they'll be gone.
Yeah.
I think that they're going to be okay with saying that these villains, those exact variants, because I do think they're variants.
Yeah.
So do I think we'll ever get Goblin, Sandman, Lizard, all those again? Yes. But I think these are variants, and I do think that these versions are going to be sent back to their death. I don't...
Oh, you think it like...
I don't think that we'll see them die. I think they'll be sent back to their death.
What if Loki appears and just like that's the end of the movie is Loki like appears on the Statue of Liberty and is like, man, y'all really this up and like hits a button and everything resets.
It just burns the whole place down.
Since we did just talk about it, I do want to bring it up. So we didn't finish talking about it because we kind of paused for a minute, but Ned in his possible death.
Mm-hmm.
What if Ned doesn't die, but we all kind of quote unquote think he dies? It could end up being a post-credit scene where we see him alive again, or it could be something where we don't see it until another movie. But what if he's Hobgoblin? Are you familiar with Hobgoblin, Kyle?
I actually
somewhat.
mentioned
We were talking about that before.
He didn't know about it, so I tried to fill him in on a little bit of the details. Like in the comics, I think we even find out, and I could be wrong about this. Don't quote me. Maybe you know. We're given Ned as Hobgoblin, but don't we end up finding out that Ned's not actually Hobgoblin-ish? Like it was this like ruse type of thing.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure you're right.
But there's still a storyline where he's Hobgoblin, so they could go either direction. They could go where he is Hobgoblin. They're not going to follow the comics, so we're not going to have this whole is he or isn't he. But
it could be another Winter Soldier type situation where he becomes Hobgoblin, but it's not really Ned because Ned was so fucked up from the accident that he doesn't remember who he was or
he may only survive it because of some goblin juice, serum. All right, one of the things I wanted to talk about was Otto.
Mm-hmm.
We talk about 5 villains, and we include him. Obviously, he's a villain when he breaks through the bridge and is fighting.
But he seems...
I don't think he's a villain for very long.
No. He seems like an ally towards the end.
Before I go into it, so we all agree that he starts a villain but doesn't stay a villain?
He's or at the very least anti-hero. Like he's...
Yeah, because... So I had a theory, and it kind of got squashed today. I'll go into my past theory, and we'll talk about it. So I've had a theory for a while now where... And I think it's brilliant. I've had this brilliant theory, all right? Where Tony Stark's nanotech that he built for Peter, it has its own AI algorithm where Peter doesn't have to think about what needs to protect him. The AI does it himself. The nanotech will go where it needs to go to protect Peter, right?
Yeah.
It's the perfect condom. It always covers up Peter wherever it needs to be. So
you didn't have to make that joke, but you did.
I did.
And that's why we hate you.
Now I'm imagining like... Now I'm just imagining like nano sex, like that's just nanotech condoms that you just put on. It's like nanotech covers you everywhere.
Dog.
Yeah.
You know, the feel of lambskin, but the protection of never mind. So my thing is it's got this built-in algorithm. And I see it as Tony is smarter than Otto Octavius when it comes to building machines. So my thing is if there's an inhibitor that is the machine, meaning the arms for Otto Octavius, are controlling Otto Octavius's mind. When the nanotech takes them over and covers them up, my theory was that the nanotech actually shuts down the inhibitor part of it, where it allows Otto Octavius to become a good guy again. Because
at the end of Spider-Man 2, he regained control though.
He did,
which is why
he comes right back through the bridge as a villain.
Which is why it's kind of assumed that he might be a variant, because he literally. I just literally made a clip of this scene for a video we did not too long ago, but he's literally in the factory like this on a pile of rubble, and he's like, Peter, I'm sorry.
Peter.
And then
it's like some Hunger Games. Peter.
And then he collapses through and falls and dies in the river.
Yeah.
But he's good at that point. At that point, he's like, the inhibitor chip's broken. He's like,
he looks at him. He says, "Listen to me now.
Listen to me now."
And he's a good guy. And I agree about the variant part of it. So
he's right.
He's right. So they've either chosen to ignore some continuity, or he's a variant. It's one or the other.
Who do you think is fueling the villain's nanotech? Like the new tech? Because we kind of touched on this earlier, but
I've changed on mine.
I think maybe
I was kind of fueled on Fisk. While you're thinking about it, I was really pushing for Fisk, but now I've
changed.
Especially because at first that was my theory before Hawkeye.
Yep.
But now seeing how subtle that is in Hawkeye, I don't think that they would have it's like wasting the glory shot in Spider-Man, what they're building up for in
I completely
Hawkeye.
agree. I thought it was going to be Kingpin. I've had that theory for a while, and I'm backing out of it now. I don't think it's Kingpin.
I think it's Kingpin in a post-credit scene. We find out it's him who's been supplying.
So you think we make it through the movie, and it's just they got start tech?
I think it's questioned. I think it's how the fuck did they get that?
Yeah, they can make it work that way.
And they make you forget about it.
Yeah.
They make you forget about it until after the credits, and you're like, there's a scene coming up, but you don't know what it is because you don't remember the thing. They were just I don't know, maybe they found it at the whatever. And then it's like, bam, it's Wilson Fisk, at all these locations, giving them the things or whatever. Or maybe they're all in his office, which feels a little cliche, but you know what I mean?
There are 3 likelihoods that it could be. Green Goblin himself, Mephisto, or somebody we've neglected to talk about, but is kind of in a...
Did you say Mephisto?
Did I really?
Mysterio.
Mysterio.
Yeah.
I heard Mephisto.
It could be Mysterio, or somebody we've neglected to talk about, but it's in universe and sitting in a jail cell, Vulture. Somebody who already has had his hand in this high-tech stuff, who's already tried to steal tech stuff before.
And he is part of the Sinister Six, isn't he?
Yeah. And his whole storyline in his first movie is that he cleans up the wreckage. And this is cleaning up the wreckage. Now, it doesn't make sense if he's in jail. Is he still in control of a crew that cleans up?
He didn't seem like that type of boss.
Yeah, I know. Because, he was cleaning up the wreckage from the Avengers 2012.
Yeah.
And that contract through the city got stripped by Tony Stark. Tony Stark said got with the city and stripped the contract from Vulture. That was the whole setup for how he turned villainous. So it seems weird that he would still be cleaning up wreckage.
Yeah.
But it's also weird that wreckage, literally from Avengers Tower, is being spread out there.
And it's interesting because this kind of correlates with, you have to understand that this was always supposed to drop before Hawkeye. What's the first Hawkeye episode about? An auction selling off things from the Avengers compound.
Yeah. And Spider-Man was supposed to come out late summer.
So probably it was somebody who would have had access and knowledge that the Avengers compound had been destroyed and would have either been cleaning up or known where these things were stored, most likely seedy underground people, which could be Wilson Fisk, or someone who's been connected, who has people on the outside, much like the Tinkerer. possibly.
I think it's Fisk.
I think it's going to be, if I was to cast my ballot for who I think it could be right now, I think it would be the Vulture. I think it'll be the Vulture in this, and then he gets put away again, and that's when we see him in Morbius.
Let's not forget that there is a Madam Hydra out there that is putting together a team, and she's got government pull, but she's very devious with her government pull. So she's also a possibility to tie in somewhere, because she could be working with Fisk, or she could be working separately.
And you're referring to the end credit scene in Winter Soldier,
Black Widow?
No.
Val from who recruits U.S. Agent, who's seen at the end of Black Widow.
Yeah.
Seinfeld, Julia Dreyfus.
Yes. Yeah. I was just explaining for people
She
who
could still get it.
didn't know, because that's still kind of like, I don't know. I don't think that would be like super common knowledge. I was just trying to that's who you're talking about.
I could see it not being super common knowledge that she's Madam Hydra.
Yeah,
because we haven't
that's what you
been
called
confirmed that she is Madam Hydra.
Yeah.
But she is Val, and in the comics, Val is Madam Hydra, and she's doing some very Madam Hydra stuff already as Val. So it seems like that's the storyline they're going with.
And if you're not familiar, not only in the comics is she Madam Hydra, but she also has a stint working with S.H.I.E.L.D. for a while. She has a relationship with Nick Fury, and she also worked for
an actual relationship with Nick Fury.
Yeah.
Working and personal.
But she worked for another one of these big agencies, maybe AIM or something like that, I think, as well.
What else you got?
The big one I wanted to talk about before we end is, at the end of this movie, do you think that Peter's going to go through with it and be erased from memory?
Peter's going to go through with it? What do you mean?
So we know early on he goes to Doctor Strange and asks for everybody
do you think he's going to?
Because I think, me personally, I'll start with me then. Instead of asking it, I think at the end he's going to be like, Ned's dead, Aunt May's dead, or Ned's hurt and Happy's hurt, Aunt May's dead, whatever. Like some version of all of these bad things happening. I think Peter's going to go and say, we got to do it. I'm not going to fuck with it. Erase everybody's memory. I think at the end of this movie, nobody remembers
The whole Superman 2 situation. The thing that you think is the most likely to happen that isn't kind of already common knowledge. So you can't say Andrew Garfield and Tobey are going to show up in this movie, because that's obvious. But what is other than that, because that's actually the only one that's like super duper obvious that like hasn't been confirmed.
Yeah.
But we know it's going to happen. So other than that, what are you like, this is for f***ing sure going to happen, or I really hope it's going to?
I mean, I feel like I've already said it. Like, I think for sure we're going to get like the death of Aunt May. I think we're going to get a very important death, if not many important deaths. I think it's going to be what sets him on that I will keep moving forward type thing. And honestly, you could be right. Aunt May dies. Happy gets hurt in the process of it really badly. Ned dies, but he doesn't really die. We just think he's dead. But he goes on to become Hobgoblin, and everyone's memory of who Peter Parker is, who Spider-Man is erased. And Happy wakes up having no clue who Tom Holland is, like having no clue who Peter Parker is. Aunt May's dead. He doesn't have MJ. He doesn't have Ned. And now he's all alone. And this is the first time that Peter Parker has to be on his own. Something he learned from the other two Spider-Men during their time there.
The next installment's just going to be a rescreening of the Butterfly Effect. Sorry, it would have been funnier like 20 seconds ago, but I was like,
you didn't want to interrupt me.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Mine is pretty much a 75% overlap with yours. There's some differences there, but overall, yeah. Mine bases on what I just said. I think he's going to be erased from memory. So I think there's no way home. He doesn't have a home anymore. There is no Aunt May to come home to. There is no Happy to lean on. There is no MJ and Ned to confide in. There's no way home. He's got to move on and do something. And I think the MIT train is squashed. I think all of that, like, I think the next trilogy will be his college years.
But he's not going to MIT.
He's not going to MIT.
He goes to Brooklyn University, I think.
Yep. And there's always the chance, and I don't know that I don't know that this is my favorite theory, but there is always a chance they look at this and they're like, we can't do a 9-part, 3-part trilogy with Tom. It's not going to work. This is going to be the last we have of him. Let's skip college. He's a smart, brilliant kid. We don't have to prove that he has to go to college. Let's skip the college years and let's have him where he ends up. Maybe he loses Ned, or MJ forgets who he is. The MIT plan is gone. Maybe he chooses not to go to college. Maybe we go straight into a trilogy of him as an adult.
You good?
I'm going to piss myself if we don't finish having a conversation.
Right.
I've had to piss for about 15 minutes now.
I can see it building up in your eye. Okay, everybody, thanks for hanging in for, I guess, 2, and we're just going to release this as one part.
Yeah. After some cut, it'll probably be like an hour 45.
Okay, hour 45 minutes-ish. Thanks for hanging in. Thank you to Josh and Brighton from Fanatic Now to come in here. You guys, Josh, because Brighton's going to piss himself if he talks, do you want to plug everything real quick?
Sure. So, Fanatic Now, main thing, go to YouTube. That's where we're releasing everything. We have our Instagram and Facebook. On there, we're going to drop funny memes and any type of breaking news or whatever. We're just sharing stuff on Facebook and Instagram for right now. But YouTube's the main thing. We're doing breakdowns. We're following rumors and predictions and all of that.
Doing brief histories of characters you need to know about. I felt like interrupted you. Brief histories of characters you might want to know about. Trying to do some prediction videos like we are doing kind of right now. A little bit better scripted, a little bit more organized, I guess I should say. Not just us kind of completely entirely off the cuff and trying to randomly getting super sidetracked like we are now.
And then we got a few things coming up where we're going to go into some comic history. Obviously, we've talked about it here, and we've talked about it on Fanatic Now. We're going to do the whole Stan Lee versus Jack Kirby. What is the true story behind all of that? But we're also going to do some fun things like some verses where, when it comes to who would win between Wolverine and Hulk, it's all about who's writing the story. Well, we're going to take those reins and kind of play with it and have some fun with like some who would wins and which characters or which stories, this and that and the other. So we're going to have some fun with some things and cover news and cover predictions, everything like that.
Yeah.
Yee. All right. Make sure you follow Fanatic Now on Instagram and all the places. Make sure you subscribe to them on YouTube.
Thanks, Fanatics.
Okay? Do that. Make sure you follow Small Stuff Podcast and Small Stuff Media on all the platforms that we're on. If you enjoyed this, share it with a friend or family member who you think needs it in their life. If you or a loved one would like something from our merch store, you can get a sticker or a keychain because that's all I have. So they're cool little Christmas presents if you want to get them. I don't know if you're going to get it in time for Christmas at this point, but you can still try. Go for it. Yeah. Anyway, I think that's it. Thanks, guys, for coming. Toodaloo, everybody.